Fnatic can get a good result here coming into Inferno. We're probably gonna see all 3 maps, I think.
I would love to see all 3 maps. I think that'll be quite exciting. I'm going to put all my channel points on Fnatic for the first one. Fnatic and Inferno. How can you not? Is my question. We've seen a lot of fun stuff from them on the CT side of Inferno already. Some signature stuff, and indeed they'll start on the CT side here. We are in the car with Prius, the man himself. Big fan of Japanese vehicles. See how we can do on the 1s and 2s here on Inferno.
Crims noted, actually, we're down in mid here on the pistol round for Fnatic. 3 members, actually all 4. Just the one person here is Golden up in Banana. Full on brawl. Kind of see the same round that we saw from Heroic on their pistol round last series. Maybe Fnatic liked it so much that they want to replicate it.
Yes, it's looking pretty good right now for VP. Trying to push the back to the bomb though. So even though they have numbers advantage, Jikinho has a slight edge, able to smoke off that bomb as well. That's actually a huge move, and there's 2 ways for VP to do this. They could just wait the smoke out, and honestly, there's no reason not to do it. They've got plenty of time to do that, and they can just hold. And that's the way to decrease the variance as much as possible and make sure that they can coordinate together to trade this kill. That's all they have to do. And so it's just a stalemate whilst the smoke is up. It's finally gone. Quick 1v1 for Jikinho, but he needs to get the 1v1 and get the kill, and he's not going to be able to do so. Buster takes him down, and VP pick up the pistol.
It was very calm and composed by VP, you know, not rushing through a smoke or pushing through a Molotov, and just yet again just chilling Banana. They know that they're pushing down mid, but I think it was Kicker just hiding, or Buster perhaps, or Kicker just hiding down bottom Banana, just waiting for the timing to push and kill them. But cool to see some early aggression from Fnatic. I think VP should be the aggressive team in this matchup, but Fnatic is just throwing back at them.
Yeah, something that Crims talked about in the interview we just had with him too. He said that he feels like teams don't do a really good job in disturbing VP's defaults. So looking like Fnatic has at least a game plan coming into it. Might be seeing a little bit more aggression from them, maybe more than what we're used to, and we kind of saw that on the pistol already. Very quick down in mid. It is a buy here though from Fnatic. Scout on JW. These rounds are always dangerous.
I think it's even more like I would rather lose the pistol round and win the force buy. Like if Fnatic managed to win this round without VP getting a plant, they have a huge advantage, because then VP, they need to like double eco to get a good buy.
Kindar's fishing top mid at present. Crims is the closest, and he's behind the smoke, and almost he will go down to the spray through the smoke, in fact. So that is some nice awareness from VP. 43 seconds on the clock. You can see Keykurt's keeping them honest towards top Banana.
We see a rotation from JW now, and I think that's really good. Like, this is a round that you can gamble on. You probably need to gamble to be able to win it. And they are like 2.5 now towards the B side, so Fnatic are still in this.
Yeah, see, that'll be very dangerous up close from Jikinho. So far, so good as far as he is concerned. Isolated from his teammate back in that side, Golden actually, thanks to the smoke and the fire. And they will eventually be eliminated. JW and Brand have lost position now. I think a lot of people will just opt for the save here, but JW's offered some angles from the ruin, so we'll see what he chooses to do. Falling back will actually be problematic with no smoke up.
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll see if JW gets away here. One thing to note here as well, we talked very highly about Jikinho, obviously, versus Heroic. He used that first oranges a lot in that series, and he did it again here as well. Obviously, nothing wrong with that right now, but something to note might be a read from VP as well, knowing, oh, you know, he likes to play this one spot a lot from what we've seen. So when we talk about VP potential executes and stuff like that, really an area that you want to pay close attention to.
I love the utility usage from VP as well. They took top banana control, left one guy, rotated back to mid. They even got a kill on Crims through the smoke. But then, you know, just grouping up as 5, going, just pour the utility on the site and just take it together. They're not stressing either. They're taking it like nice and calmly, even though they get picked off early in the site.
Okay, so Fnatic still looking to disturb VP more, but VP have been really good on these rounds where they're just working against the eco so far. Not really too many leaks. It is kind of a scary prospect, this idea that if you allow VP to just do their thing, they're just going to crush you. Like, you have to throw stuff in, yet they're so good at actually dealing with that at the same time. So having that rounded of a T side is going to be a really interesting test that we'll see Fnatic, meeting in this grand finals. And I feel like Fnatic are a very awesome team. Like, I feel like on paper, to me, they match up well to be a team that can do stuff like that and survive in the chaos. And this is actually, one kill, and there's an opportunity for more.
And the kills that Fnatic could get this round is important. If they would manage to get a lot of kills and then win the next buy round, they might force VP down to like an eco or maybe maximum one more buy.
Close. It was Roland holding that A bomb site. Deagle armor he had. Almost got the kill on Buster.
I would have wished that Fnatic would have done a more of a gamble stack than what they actually did here. Like, they only have USBs. They had a 5-7 and a P250, but like, stack somewhere as 4. Try to like push one guy, perhaps grab a gun, get some more exits, perhaps. Like, you don't need to play to win rounds like these.
Yesterday we saw a 4-man stack on short on the roof. I forget what team it was, but I quite enjoyed that. Usually it's the Astralis, as people call it, in the pool towards B, but it's always good to find a new way to try and catch people off guard. Well, 3-0 for Virtus.Pro. Another buy round comes in for Fnatic. We'll see what it looks like. JW's got 53.50 in the bank. I'm sure you'd like to have a little more than that. Let's see what he is going to pull out of the bag.
I think the banana is going to be a vital part in Fnatic's success here on CT. Jakindar has been just crushing it on banana lately, so we're going to see how aggressive Fnatic decides to be. There are 4 people on the B-bomb site in the first round, so I think I have my answer to it.
JW was $50 shy of Kevlar with that AWP. And that lack of Kevlar compromises where you can stand, especially on Inferno, obviously, with all the grenades that are thrown at the beginning of the round. He will be on short for the time being. Fnatic rotating into a traditional mid-round setup, if you will. 3-2.
Nice nade here.
Maybe taking their time with banana. Kinder and Buster quite tagged, though. Not so bad for Buster with the AK, but Yukindar's got a UMP and 6 HP, so we're asking a lot of him. And Sanji's taking big nade damage as well. This is starting to add up. However, it will be opening kills on the B bomb site. And that's a big rotation for Fnatic. Only 2 of the 3 players of Kevlar, so this is an awkward spot for them when things were looking good, at least as far as grenades were concerned.
And it's like the small things, right? The VP does really well. We even see that banana take right there. Not only do you just throw the one flashbang, but it comes one more right after in a pop scenario, putting Jakinio in a bad spot. Obviously, dodges the first one, but puts Sanji in a really good spot to kind of go for that. Not Sanji, sorry. Kika to kind of go for that entry. And then Jamie obviously there to kind of support it at the same time. I feel this is really the stuff that VP does really well.
Yeah, and like the mid-round call, like once again the mid-round call here, they're spreading out on the map in the start of the round. They're not realizing, okay, Fnatic, they're fighting for banana. They took some really high utility damage, but then again, they're working it towards the A site, but then grouping up as 5, keeping it super simple. Like you said, 2 flashbangs, 2 kills, B-bomb site, the one that's been run.
That's always the worrisome part about Inferno. That banana area. Obviously, Adam is no slouch on that. Been playing banana for a long time in his career. It's a very difficult spot to play. You just have to have a solid game plan. Started the round, know what you want to do, and comms needs to be in order. You accidentally throw away that one extra smoke or the one extra flashbang, and you could be in danger.
Fnatic, they managed to save weapons, so they have a buy here once again. They're probably going to need to win 2 rounds, or 2 or 3 rounds here on CT to break the economy from VP. So this could be going out of hand if they don't win a round soon here.
Well, it's a good start early on. They'll get some damage onto Yakindar. They have that early banana control, but at the same time, VP are looking to just retake that straight away, while Sanji does apps by himself, and Sanji obviously very good, very good at apps control. And lots of pressure top banana. Now, I like that the bomb is kind of lagging behind. There is the possibility that Fnatic might go for a retake setup top banana, so they want to make sure that the bomb doesn't get caught. And it looks like they just want to keep pressuring towards B, but at the same time, like again, they don't have to commit. Fnatic understand the slow pace that's a VP play, and they're trying not to bite, but JW will rotate now. And you can see, look how the timing works out perfectly for VP. That moment of doubt is when VP is about to strike top mid.
Oh, here's the step though from Crims, gets it. Here's bomb as well, and JW is going to be very quick there to rotate, but there's still time left on the clock here, and we see the rotate coming over. Again, Fnatic making the right call here. It's going to be fighting against 3 Fnatic members on this B-bomb side. Crims is already down in mid as well, looking very likely here now for the first Fnatic round on the board.
8 seconds to get this bomb planted, and there's still a Fnatic player on the side. Just got Golden appearing, and that's GG. Thank you, Virtus.Pro. He may steal some weapons away as well. Sanji gets dropped, and James will make it a little more expensive and save the AWP, but he can't save the round. Fnatic are on the board.
It's a really small thing, but just an information play by Crims. That play that he did, he only got 1 kill top mid, but he got so much information for his team. JW, he was a bit hesitant in city spawn whether he was about to rotate or not, but Crims told him they're going B, they're going back to B, and then there were 3 guys on the B site, and Golden, you know, just playing the clock, making sure they don't get the bomb plant. And nice round by Fnatic, like not playing passive only though if there are only 2 on the A site.
Got a tech pause. And while we have one, we can look at the money quickly of Fnatic. Those saved weapons will be quite important. Brolan is still a little short with 33.50 in the bank, but there's more than enough money for Virtus.Pro, so the pressure will be high. Fnatic will be back in the pits unless they can get that consecutive round. So we'll see if they're able to do that. Is there like a feeling of relief, Freiburg, when you get your first round on the board? Let's say your opponents had a good start and getting some momentum. Even now, there's like big pressure for Fnatic, but is there like a psychological barrier broken, at least for you, just getting off the 0?
I think so for sure. Depending on, like, obviously you could have been 1 guy surviving, and losing this round would put Fnatic right back on the eco, but it doesn't matter. Like, you're on the board now. What you did that round worked, so, you know, try to talk about what you did and how can you, like, do the next round. Always talk what's happening across the map and try to gather as much information as possible and change if you need to the way you play.
I like that pop flash for the boiler peek through apartments. On this occasion, it was a team flash, but it looks like a very dangerous idea from Virtus.Pro. See how that plays out in the future rounds.
Fnatic playing super passive across the map here. They have 2 guys on the B side, 2 guys on the A side, and they have 1 guy, Crims, just rotating here between the sides. So we're gonna see if he's gonna rotate over towards... Yeah, he's gonna rotate over towards A now. They got top banana control, but VP are still here fighting for this.
But they are.
Not a lot of utility left either. It's just JW with a lot, and he's over towards A. At least have 1 smoke left on Golden onto the B-bomb side, and it's a bit of a half-assed fake, I'd argue. Kiku's just gonna be walking in here. Spots Jackinho. Same, let's note, same, roughly around the same area by the first set of oranges, but we know then that VP is making their way up in mid here. It's not gonna be enough time for them to kind of fall back, so we are definitely ending up on the A-bomb side. Oh! The increase, but then you still have Roland and Crims here at the same time. 17 seconds left now, 1 versus 3. I guess the 1 guy that you want in this position might be Yekindar. He's had a fantastic performance so far this event. This is asking for a lot though, and it still hasn't, you know, gone back to bomb, and it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, the one we're on the balcony there.
3 guys alive, yeah.
Can you ever figure out where the bomb is? Like when it's you don't know if it's above or below you. I feel like I'll never remember which way that bloody thing on the radar is pointing. It's like a T upside down. Why isn't it an arrow for up or down?
Oh, that's a good question. Valve, please fix.
You know what? I'm gonna email them.
You should.
I'm gonna do it right now.
Well, Fnatic are doing a really good job so far. Like, kind of doing the pressure that they have to, but really not overextending. And it just feels like they've found a good medium at the moment. But of course, VP will have a lot of different things to throw at them still. Oh, a grenade. Goodbye, Yakindar. Re-smoked on the half wall, and now Fnatic in the 5 versus 4. A lot of damage dealt. They don't have to really risk holding on to forward position. Like, having position gives you information, but if you already have the advantages in numbers, the information doesn't become as important. So it's cool to see that they opted to go for a less risky approach. And that means that they're basically putting the ball in VP's court and saying, you guys got to make a choice to commit somewhere.
Exactly. Instead of committing with their bodies, Banana, they're making so much damage only using their utility. They're keeping top Banana for like in the start of the round and just chugging down nades on them. And this been the like third round where Yakindar now he's dead. The other 2 rounds he were really low on HP, and he's a key player as well for VP. So VP perhaps should just try to bait some nades, Banana. Like don't pressure it as much as they've done so far, because they've been eating a lot of damage.
Again, the clock starting to run low. Crossfire for Fnatic with Crims and Brolan. And JW's on the way as well. He can throw some flashes towards short. Bomb's been dropped once more. Where is the cavalry? Don't hear any horses. Not going towards the site, just plodding away instead with Jamin Kikert, who will live to fight another day, as is standard. Par for the course, as they say. The graphite AWP, don't see that very often these days.
It's a cool looking skin though.
Not too shabby, is it? Easy win with something on the scope. Always bet on Black Freiburg.
Will. I would have loved to see VP gone 3 apps instead of going 2-2 there. That's like a one-off play, right? They're doing an apps pop, but they're only going 2 guys apps and 2 mid. So I would have loved to see. I think it was Kicker who had the flash. Just James go with him, try to lock an angle from inside apps. You could watch towards small pit or long with your up. But now they got like not good enough trade frags with only 2 people there and too many angles to check.
Yeah, and it's easier to kind of do that as well on timing, because we see there the apps guys are obviously out before short guys comes in. So if you do it 3-1 instead, you just really go for apps timing instead. But this is probably not the best case that you want for VP, especially lose that round. 5 remainder Fnatic players alive there. And when we talk about potentially having a strong CT side, it's in the rounds for being able to string rounds together, being able to buy back-to-back with a strong set of utility, and potentially even sometimes an up setup, a double up setup.
As a commentator, I quite enjoy rounds such as this, although preferably with like less AKs, more just to focus on the AWP, because I think it's quite interesting, especially on the CT side, how it's like you have a great opportunity in that weapon to potentially win the round, and you need like your teammates from pistols, but you need them alive to, like, if you're on the T side, I think, to take position. Let's say you need one guy to swing. There's like so many things that can be at play. It's really fun to have that journey of discovery. Like if somebody jumps or wide peaks to make space for you to shoot, and then try and stay alive or storm or cause problems like they might do right now to try and just take focus away on the bomb site while the AWP can stay alive. The bomb's been dropped. AK's trying to clean up. It'll be Sanji with the Deagle instead to do that. We have JW by the ruins already. It's hard to figure out where the bomb's being planted by sound when it's on the other side of the smoke and the fountain. But here is the cavalry for Fnatic at the very least. Jay Malone 1 versus 3. We know he's capable. Needs to find the right timing though. It's a nice angle from Crims, but a better flick from Jame. Repositioning now, trying to isolate fights and avoid the trade fragger. He's got down from one, a flick from Jame, and it's 1v1 now. Brolan has a kit. Does he commit to the defuse here? He's got a smoke as well. It's going to be huge, but he picks first. And there is the clutch from Jame. 1 versus 3. Never count him out. The AWP are not much more, but here we are.
I mean, again, he gets the one-on-one duels that he just so wants. Hits the bomb side. I would argue that Fnatic did a really good job here. But you'd leave Jamie in a position that he's going to take advantage of. Gets what he wants. And just the one-on-one with Roland there, you know, you can't really fault him anything. You know, it's a great position for Jamie to be in. Another tech is called.
Good old team speak.
There has been some routing issues as of late. Maybe it's because more and more people are home. Working from home, chilling.
Yeah. Dan, tell us about the routing thing in Quake.
Well, basically, a long time ago, to solve the problem of poor routing to servers, they put in this feature that there's a bunch of servers that are put up specifically to serve as proxy servers. So, and you can run a command that will send a ping through a few different proxies. Like, it will figure out what is the best route. Maybe you have to go through a couple proxies to get the best ping to the server, so that you can avoid one route to the server being kind of wrecked.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember?
It doesn't really cost anything to do that. It's just like, yeah.
Fifi and Freiburg, do you guys remember years ago when we were mostly playing online and everybody was getting DDoSed and Pit was the stand-in for like Ninjas in Pajamas, but also like 12 other teams? Like in the face of days, like in
yeah,
the
there is some
office.
recollection of that. I was talking about that a few days ago. You know, with the new coaching, with the major changes and stuff like that, allowing for a sixth, and it was so funny back in the day. Obviously, we had just so many stand-ins. Kerrigan was the stand-in for NIP at one point, right? We had a lot of big names, and Simple has been stand-in for some teams before as well. You know, very much relating to the same. It wasn't fun to play at that point. It was a lot of long games for different reasons.
It wasn't fun commentating at 3 o'clock in the morning, NACS, while that's happening for half an hour. JW's got a big task ahead of him because VP are trying to charge this bomb site with the few rifles they have. So far, so good, but they can change quickly. Fnatic almost in a diamond formation around the ruins and the bomb site. Chiquinho's about to pop out now. He's got 2. Bomb has been planted though, so more has to be done by Fnatic. 4 versus 2 make it 1, but it's Jame. It's Jame again. He is the last man standing for Virtus.Pro, but this time there's a better smoke, a flashbang as well. And this one might be too much to ask, looking for potential flank, but there is none. And indeed, Jame will head out as Fnatic moves to 4.
I almost like that Chiquinho waited for the bomb to actually get planted almost before swinging, because they hadn't cleared back site. Obviously, it's quite crazy. But you can see that there's I think it was Sanji who had his attention backside, but because no one peeks off of the sound cube, the bomb getting planted, he turns around and starts doing the next job. So it kind of worked out that Chiquinho, just to secure the double for sure, waits a little bit of extra time.
And it's a spot, to your point as well, Dan. Like, it's a spot we don't really have. I don't think we've seen him in that spot even versus Heroic. So one of the things that I mentioned, we don't want to kind of see him on the first oranges every single round. That is very normal for an inexperienced player, obviously finding a spot that works and just keep on going back at it. So it's nice to see the flexibility. Again, we mentioned as well that he is the anchor player for B. He's being left by his lonesome again by the Spools area. So, well, responsibility being placed in his hands, on his shoulders.
Yeah, finding success early as well to get his confidence going is going to be crucial, and that's so far happening too. So that's a good prospect as well.
Golden doesn't have a weapon, does he? He's rocking the.
It might be a bug. Yeah, it might be a bug. We had that before, but obviously it might be just like you're right. He might be a fully saving as well. Wanted to drop an AWP maybe for JW, but I think it's a UI bug. Like, it makes.
Seems on the X-ray he's got a USP though, as well. So maybe
someone stole the gun. He thought he had one. You know, runs out of spawn. It's not there.
I have run out of spawn more than once and was like, where's my gun? And then gone back and it's been too late to buy. So that could be the case here.
Extra flash in though.
Fnatic are doing a really good job playing passive on the B side Inferno here. We see a lot of teams really wanting to fight all the way down Banana, but Fnatic, they're just doing ship damage and letting them come to the site, and they're playing by triple here a lot. We've seen Golden play there, but now Kinyo, he's changing up his positions. Robin, do you like it?
I do love it, and you're right here as well, Adam. Like, this is one of the things I talked about Heroic as well on the CT side. They do a really good job in not wasting utility on Banana anymore, and they just use that. And even the tendency from Fnatic here, I know that Golden is very smart with where he plays his utility once he does save it, and they come into the bomb site. He always makes sure that he just, again, right, only has to fight on the one angle. Then with the crossfire setup being there is at the same time, and you can kind of tell that he had definitely showed Chiquinho maybe a few things, or maybe Chiquinho just has the experience being the B player as well. But I get a sense for that he also is very good on where to place the nades, and it's really an approach that we kind of see more and more nowadays with to Adam's point, a lot of teams have obviously liked to take banana control a lot, and I think more and more teams are kind of figuring out of, you know, if you have a round like that and it doesn't work out, there's just no utility left, and it should be for special rounds a lot more. And we need to figure out other ways kind of to hold bomb sites rather than just going aggressive all the time.
Yeah, I see Jaquinho picked up a secondary op here now for Fnatic, and it's going to be really interesting to see if he's actually going to be peeking down banana, because I don't think Fnatic has been pushing banana once. They've only been doing utility down banana, throwing a lot of good HGs and Molotovs on VP. So maybe this could also be a pace-changing round here if we would go aggressive with the op.
I love it. So change the pace. I don't think we've seen Jaquinho on the op yet, or at least I haven't. It's nice to see him having the courage to kind of pick that up as well. They do have banana control, and we should be seeing here a fast take, at least for mid for VP.
Oh, a great flick from JW. And you can sense that Fnatic just have more respect for Virtus.Pro. They're not quite turning the shenanigans up to 10, not making it easy for Virtus.Pro, who will be waiting for mistakes to be made. And not quite a team you can take too many liberties with at the moment, the way they're playing. So Jamon Iyake finds himself in the mini pit. We've got a crossfire as JW delivers another one. The bomb is dropped, and Virtus.Pro are being starved of oxygen on the A bomb site. Slowly being asphyxiated by the likes of Fnatic. James and Kika remain. James has been spotted now, and there's the Org to trade the frag. And Brolan is here as well with the AK-47. Orb collected, and it looks pretty good for Fnatic, who take the lead now on the CT side.
Yeah, I would have seen, of course, James gets 2 frags, just as I was about to say. Like, probably he should have pushed with his teammate. Like, they had a flashbang, they could have flashed towards site and make him run through the long smoke. But he was just waiting out. Like, he kind of let his team down in a way, in that sense, I feel like. But it was a great Molotov as well. Just as JW got the first kill, he got the Molotov away before he got the first kill, and that kind of separated the T's. They had no way to revenge frag Jaquinho, who ran in first.
I feel like, to your point here, I think it was James and Dan that said it, right? But I think Fnatic just has a really good approach here for this VP matchup. I think the worrisome part here is what we were talking about, VP just taking a lot of space and people not really having a solution to it. I'm just opting for a lot of aggression early instead. But Fnatic has been pretty cool, calm, and collected, I feel like. There's been some mid-round aggression, but they've gotten that one kill, they've fallen back. And then, as Adam pointed out as well, I think utility has always been in their favor there.
Yeah,
I would love
to. Go ahead.
I would love to see the utility damage that Fnatic has on the B side, or for everyone. No scope hacks.
Let's go.
That was a deliberate smoke from Crims, unless I'm mistaken. Saw his lineup with the aerial from a position you do not normally see. I was wondering where that smoke was going. Baited into a free kill.
It is kind of precisely what Fnatic were talking about, or like what Crims was mentioning. You don't want to go overboard with just trying to disrupt VP, because again they'll be quite good at dealing with that, and you'll be playing too far outside of your own game as well. And so it's really cool that Fnatic have just they've inserted the tactics that they need to add in a little bit of aggression and the timings they need, and then they just sit back and then they go back to what they're really good at, playing defensive passive style in a spot where VP are really struggling on numbers and utility. Really, really great game from Fnatic so far. Really impressed.
Oh, Yukinda tried to plant the bomb. That would have hit him straight in the back as well. But look at the rotation from Fnatic, realizing now, hold on a second, JW is out of there on that A bomb site, but he'll make a play towards top mid. He's got Brolan alone in the bomb site, looks for the second player and realizes what's happening. Can he get into position to crossfire in time? Jamie's on the hunt for AWP as well, coming around from the corner, and he will get picked off by Crims. The protection racket is here for Fnatic. Yukinda alone on the site will be eliminated. Almost 2 kills, but just the one for Virtus.Pro in that round. And indeed, Fnatic are playing a very strong game versus Virtus.Pro. Not really giving them the opportunities they're looking for at the moment.
It's a fun round there from VP as well. This is actually something Golden talked about day number 2. I think it was Fury that's been using a lot of the CT side smokes on Inferno and being able to wrap. And obviously that's something that Fnatic used to do a lot back in the day. So then Golden actually pointed out as well, yeah, you know, sometimes we actually threw the smokes towards site and we fake plan and rush A as well. That's exactly what we saw VP do. Didn't work out for him though. Can't really, you know, try your shenanigans versus the masters at that. They know the tricks.
I think it was Furia who did a round, which was pretty similar, but that was like a full buy where they go like flash one guy into the B site, the smoke site, and he fake plants in the smoke, and then they rotate everyone back to A. And it worked out flawlessly for Furia.
I mean, I like it. Whatever we can do to cause some havoc, you'd be pissed, I'm sure, if you're CT. Oh, the wall is there too on JW. Nicely done. They have pit control. Obviously, they have all the time in the world then to spend. They don't even have to clear site. They just wallbang him instead.
Absolutely rails through the wall.
Jame was so ready for that. I was gonna say this could be a good play. Jame were ready for it. There was a change of pace once again from VP this time. They've been playing a lot of defaults on their T side, but now they just went instantly for an apps pop and worked out really good for them.
Put some on 6 rounds here. We know that Fnatic has a lot of money left though. It's been just a great half so far by them. Yeah, but to your point, maybe we can see some utility damage now since it's about to be a save round maybe. Prius, please. See the scoreboard. There we go. Give me the... There we go. Actually, not as much as you'd think, right? On a map like Inferno. Flusha, obviously no longer on Fnatic. Make an argument here of one of the better utility players on this map. Always puts up big numbers. But Jaquinho there, man of the hour, 286 utility damage. Not bad.
They have 9.5 kills just purely out of utility damage, though, on Fnatic side.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Take that. Great. And still 2 rounds left to be played, so still some more damage to be done there from the utility.
I love this play by Fnatic. AW trying to go for a cheeky peek on the guy jumping up to boiler.
So back to the default VP. Buster's quite deep here and oh yeah, this is the problem for Buster. He's gone a bit too far past. The flash comes in to maybe save him. Oh, he gets away just barely. And Jaquinho goes down in the meantime. And now you can see VP have their sights set on this B side. They're going to go straight in off the back of those kills. And it's a desperate rotation of gotten nothing what Jaquinho was so good at doing. And that spray looked like it was going to be good for multiples kills. But unfortunately, for the Swedes,
yeah, it might be... Yeah, I mean, they have nades here. I was going to say it might be a save call since they don't have mollies. We'll see what happens. Shame that Golden only gets the 1 kill there. But as I say, that Brola almost gets the kill on Jakindar. Now we have 2 VP players that's low. So never say never. Still a possibility.
Crimson's on the super lurk flank here. They might just go for the save now when JW died. But he had a really late lurk. Yeah, they're saving. But I was gonna say, that was a really good call by VP. Like, they also could have done this maybe a bit faster in the game, because Fnatic, they're not spending any utility on Banana. Like, maybe Molotoving top car the last couple of rounds, and a way of not letting Fnatic using their nades is just popping on them. Instead of executing B, you could just throw literally like a flashbang and just running with the flashbang. Fnatic are probably gonna be handing like Molotov or smokes in their hands. But then again, if you're just waiting, Fnatic is gonna put... If you smoke CT and Ruins, you're gonna get a Molotov and a lot of smokes dropped on the bomb site from Fnatic. So this was ish a pop approach. They didn't execute purely on them, and it worked out. So maybe that's something they could do for last round here as well.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if Golden at least gets the 1 and stays alive, because you see the utility, kind of how Fnatic chooses to waste their nades late game there when VP is coming in. Obviously, no longer than trying to block off Banana, but we're trying to block off site control. Maybe only giving him half of the site. So we still stay there with one of the members, but he does go down, so VP was looking like a pretty sluggish T side, but they are crawling their way back, 7-7.
The money nade. Ooh. Nope. But this is an example now for we see Fnatic. They've spent like both smoke and Molotov for B. they still have some utility left. So this would also be a pretty good round, in my opinion, for VP. That instead of executing B, if they would like to go there, they would just like throw one flashbang and just run at Fnatic, which are probably they are playing on the site a lot. So you can throw the Molotovs from when you're inside pool, but take the initial fight without like fully executing on them.
Not looking to be the case though. It's the same round we saw a few rounds ago with one member alive. What Adam said before as well, would have liked to see more of an apps push instead. I feel like the timing on both of these rounds for VP has just been off. But I guess maybe they've just been holding on the fact that maybe Fnatic is playing a little bit more defensive and not holding that area. But both of these two moments now, we've had the apps guys coming, just dying, and then for the short players, just not really having any success. He did fall back to B though, and it's only really golden here. He does place the molly, but wonder if he knows that Jamie's away. Buster actually just forced to kind of run through it. 7 seconds left now. Jamie gets the first, but it's still a 2-on-4 situation. No nades left, so Jamie's just forced to keep on repeaking here.
Fnatic are playing like at this point, like Yakino shouldn't top push for sure. Like they know that VP they're 2-on-4. They need picks. Like Fnatic, all they need to go is go together. Don't let the upper like multi-kill you. Try to push him together. But now they've lost 2 people in a way unnecessary peaks.
Spot anything from the double boost either. 2-on-2 now, and Jamie gets the fourth on JW. Only really Brawler left now though. Fake diffuse, start to spray, no time left now, and it's a round for VP. I can't believe that. I think you're right here, Proper. That's really when we talk about experience, but VP gets away with that. Heading over to the CT side, they are 8-7 up. Are they going to be able to win this? We'll see right after the break.
pretty good at Inferno, and I can tell that both these teams make a lot of mistakes. Is the current discussion in the chat?
Yeah, I mean, would love to hear some thoughts from him as to what he thinks that they could be doing better, especially now swapping over to the sides. Maybe he felt like Fnatic could have done a little bit more on that CT side, or maybe he felt that people could have done more on that T side. But that's a nice little start. What a lot! What a cheeky
That's a great start. Do you know why it's a great start, Robin? Because I put 56,000 channel points on Fnatic to take this map. That's why.
Gamble responsibly, James.
I think that is responsible. I believe in Fnatic. I'm also a massive fan of Sanji and Virtus.Pro as well, so my heart is somewhat torn on this one.
Look at the rotation from VP. They're gonna stack. It's gonna be a brawl on the B side now.
A brawl is that's a great word. This is gonna get pretty crazy, isn't it? There's not that much in the way of utility. There's the molly that's gonna go backside, presumably, and default construction, and there they go. The brawl begins. JW just bunnying around the corner. Oh my god, getting right in their face. Great stuff from JW so far. And it all turns around. Of course, the players on the site are the hardest to deal with. Playing that heat and potty set up right at the back and doing what they can, but Jacquinho, he knows how to play the back of B, and he's now taking position there, pushing forward and finds Yakindar as well. Great stuff so far from Jacquinho. We had a lot of questions as to his performance and how it's going to look in this grand finals, his first grand finals with Fnatic, and so far so good.
It's insane that JW actually checks the right corner here when he knows that the CT is on the left. Experience, I must say.
Yeah, that's insane, right? Because even then you make the argument of, first guy in just peeks left anyway, but very impressive the fact that he actually clears that. Not a spot that you're expecting at all on a pistol. You expect that position maybe if T's are coming from CT spawn. Oof, Yakindar gets blasted here, gets mauled at the same time, and Golden is already in your face. JW was it, but he gets burnt to a crisp.
A lot of utility being spent by Fnatic early, but they did get top and under control. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're just going to make sure the CTs are smoking this off and then fall back to A. It seems like that was their plan, but VP, they're not falling for it. They're not using their smokes on the B-bomb site yet, so this could be if VP managed to save the last two smokes and Fnatic running into a site where they have smokes left, this could be really dangerous for Fnatic. I think you should be a little bit cocky in a round like this if you're Fnatic. If they're not smoking B here, they should probably go in and search, make sure they're actually using the smokes, because I think that was their idea.
I agree with that. I think especially when it's so quiet on the map, a map like Inferno, CT side on save rounds, it's just so common to buy 5 smokes and just continue to kind of replace them on one location. And then because you don't have any information, you just don't know if it's going to be a stack or not. I talk about this right now, but it's a 2-on-2. Nice nade from Kikert as well. Leaving Buster in his lonesome now. 44 HP, Deagle armor. Brolan has a great angle here, though. It's close, but it's still a Fnatic round. And those rounds are always really risky. The second round after the pistol. So they're happy with that.
You're happy if you win, at first buy. BP, they invested fully in this round, and you've come to the point now where the force buys, they are really strong, and they are tough to win against. We've lost countless of force buys this tournament, and yes, even if it would only be one guy surviving, you're still happy that you managed to win the round.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I feel like people to kind of take out this round, especially in advance when rounds like that happen, you're very happy of winning, obviously, the force buy from the opponents. But a round like this, when it's you don't really have anything going for you, but there's still a stack for, obviously, VP on that B-bomb side, so there's still a possibility, especially when JW gets things like that. Oh man, there's no trade to get the weapon, yeah?
Let's see if they choose to rotate now. Their presence is known towards the B-bomb site, or would even that be too obvious as the meta goes back and forth?
I'm a little bit surprised that Fnatic didn't use the information which Crimps had. He heard 2 or 3 guys minimum push out Banana. He could have told his teammate just to go A. There's maximum 1 or 2 on the A-bomb site.
And it seems they will be moving into the stack then. 3 players remain for Virtus.Pro on this B-bomb site. That includes Buster with the UMP, who could potentially use James for bait in an elevated position. So lucky that maybe Buster will swing afterwards. There are flashes as well. Golden's blind lead made it to the headshot positions of Paul. Running out of bullets. UMP's taken out of commission, which is quite important. Kiko with an AK-47 up close already versus 3. Looking to fall back though and hold on to that rifle. Virtus.Pro trying to save every penny they can.
Really close round there. You get to 2 kills, and these are the rounds that I was talking about. You kind of get away. You kind of have the mindset of, oh man, we won the most important or most dangerous kind of force buy. And this round, they had nothing on BP side, but all it takes is the one shot from a Deagle right into a potential of running into a stack. But they manage, nonetheless, 3 guys alive as well, and it's 3 AKs that they're saving also. So not even a bonus round for next.
If you're VP, you're like, even though they ran into your stack, you're happy getting 2 kills plus saving an AK. It's gonna make the economy on the CT side a lot easier, especially if they need to drop like an op for game later on in the half. Having one guy with a little bit more money. But I'm quite interested to see how VP will be playing on their CT side here. If we're gonna see more banana aggression than what we saw from Fnatic, or if they're gonna play passive on the B side as well.
Well, they do start 3 towards B. Some nades are being thrown, not all too much though, and it's pretty common. Start 3B. It's the guy that rotates back to A that wastes his nades first, keeping the utility on the B players. Heroic had, I really liked Heroic's approach. You know, they kind of, their start was a little bit more of, let's just make sure if they do come up here, just really quick pop flash and let's trade them instead.
This is what we're seeing here, though. This deep banana control is interesting because Fnatic should probably want to challenge that. Jane was set up in the apartments, waiting for someone to take abs control, but no one ever did for Fnatic. And Fnatic is just sitting in between the mid and the deep banana smoke. And it's interesting because they've really owned it on the pacing. Look at how many... They have 4 full sets of nades still, do Fnatic. They're ready to execute anywhere. And in terms of counter util, not going to be nearly as much available for VP. So now we'll get the top mid take, now that all the VP utility is gone and they're playing really passive. And now they can... Oh, Fnatic can also re-challenge banana. You know, send that flash up, half wall, force the player back. And we've got a lurk. Frontline's just going straight into Arch. They're trying to make it look like they're executing on that A side. They're going to be, it's only one player there. They get Yakindar on the CT position, but the smoke should be dropped soon. Or do they use every smoke on the fade?
Yeah, they don't have any smokes left, and there'll be a trade for Yakindar. That could have been 2 or even 3. 17 seconds, they still haven't cleared the B bomb site just yet. Sanji's saying hello now. That's going to run distraction for Buster. And this all falls apart for Fnatic. JW moving away with 1 HP. And there's a flank coming down Banana as well. He needs to run to his doom. He can't die once time runs out. And he'll do exactly that. Plan B and a plan C for Fnatic. Looks so rosy with their utility, but it all disappeared before they got to that B bomb site.
So VP does so well too. We see this scenario here in mid. Obviously, they get the kill, but Yakindar off the bat just throws the smoke. Might not actually is Buster on the bomb site, but the timing is just there for VP all the time. The Molotov is about to fade, then we have 3 VP members ready to fight essentially on that B bomb site through an expo flash, and everything they do just seems so polished. You could argue here, you know, Fnatic's that round. I actually really like the round from Fnatic. Sure, they don't have a smoke left for spawn, but remember, Brolla was supposed to go CT spawn there, so I think the argument that they had in that round was, well, if we get the guys in CT spawn, we don't need that CT spawn smoke to kind of sell the fake a little bit more. Quite like that. If it works, it could have been super cool. Obviously, if Roland dies, though, you don't have that spawn smoke, and it's just really tough spot to be in. We've had Inferno on the map for quite some time, so it's nice to see a little bit of change of ideas at least. This is just a pistol buy here from Fnatic. Golden has an armor. I'm not sure how many other Fnatic players had it, but there were some Deagles on the board. These rounds are dangerous, but you gotta hit the 1 Deags. And the economy is building up here now. We're starting to build up for VP.
Even though there are only 4 people alive, they still have top banana control from Buster. So they can play 3 guys on the A side here. Necessarily don't have to be too aggressive. But Brolan has picked up an op here now. And it's gone.
back into the hands of James.
Yeah, Fnatic haven't really challenged Banana. They've only done so with the Crim's nades, the first rounds at least here. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be more aggressive now, like trying to make sure VP don't get like the full Banana control. Yeah, so... Well, I think VP, they are a team who loves to like take full Banana control, let one guy stay top Banana, and then play 4 guys on the A site. And if the Teeth would run into you on the A site, then they would run into 4 people. But now they are super aggressive here.
Wow, a lot of damage being done here early for both of these two teams. A lot of utility being spent as well. Even we have a 4th rotate from VP. I mean, this is not argument to be made. There's going to be aggression here from VP. Obviously, having 4 guys here, there's going to be fights for Banana control. Flashbangs now, Buster is here by Lonesome. We might be seeing one more kind of play like this, though. Oh, and Sanji!
What a swing from Sanji. Saves his teammate and then blows up Golden as well. Man like Sanji, I told you he was underrated.
And a nade on top of that as well, leaving Crims with 21 HP. They do have a top and mid control, though. We'll see if that's going to work out for them. There is still smokes. 2 smokes, 1 flashbang, 1 molly left on this Fnatic end. And at least they're going to be fighting against 2 guys on that bomb site.
If they get that kill, like, this is a really good call. Now Fnatic are in advantage here. I think he might have spotted him. No, he didn't. But they are 3-on-1 towards the A site now.
It looks like Fnatic are making no assumptions with regards to the pit position. Smoke is up, Kika checking angles. This will be important map control. Crims, though, will find him just in time as he swings to the side, forced out by the Molotov. And perhaps that changes the intentions of Virtus.Pro, who were rotating towards the A bomb site. Kika was unknown, but now he's history. And maybe the chances of winning this round go with him. Fnatic will move back into the lead then with 11 rounds. But Virtus.Pro, I mean, on the T side and the CT side, I feel like they've really been trying to conserve their money as much as possible. And done a good job in that respect.
And it's cool also to see that with Fnatic, you know, they had that round where they played it really slow, held on to every single nade. And then in this round, they really make a very solid approach onto the Banana position. And lots of utility. They try to commit the fight, and they're looking for that mid-round scenario where there's been lots of fighting, and they're sort of using that distraction. They're using the trades to create holes in the map. We saw Jaquinho in a position where he's lurking towards the A side of the map. And again, for the rookie, it's awesome to see that they're giving him such hugely responsible positions. It's incredibly important to be successful in those positions, and it's very difficult, I feel like, to time your lurks perfectly, but his lurk was perfect in that round.
It's like the what you say about birds, right? How do mama birds teach their kids to fly? Just drop off a ledge.
Right.
It's kind of what you're doing here with Jaquinho, right? Put him into tough spots, have him learn against the best.
I tried that with my kids. I don't have kids anymore.
I was gonna say, I've never heard about your kids, James. What have I missed?
I definitely don't have kids. That ain't my baby. Fnatic taking top mid now as Virtus.Pro try to reposition around this short area. Can see James hanging about for now. Golden creeping, looking for rotation up Speedway. There isn't any just yet. Keep it off guard just before that flash comes in. Wasn't expecting him to be so deep. Quick pre-fire towards the arch, but Sanji don't give a crap. No respect from him. And there's a brief man advantage for Virtus.Pro. Turned around again by Crims as he picks off James in a short position. There's a chance to plant the bomb. Isn't quite a smoke on long, but there is something to give Brolan some cover. You can see Sanji's creeping again, waiting for Buster to catch up.
Still risky. At least Buster has some nades here. Smoke, flash, and HG. Crims in a good spot here, though. A little bit of an off angle. You could clear the first area of Graveyard, but then after that, you kind of want to focus a little bit more on site. So, waiting for Buster to throw some nades here, and then we should see Sanji kind of make his way towards the site. And he, oh my god, whiffs the spray, though, onto Brolan. And because of that, it's a round on the board from Fnatic.
Second round in a row where Fnatic have like used long in mid round, and they've won the round because of it. Now Golden had insanely good timing. He saw the guy coming to small pit right before he got blinded by the flashbang by James, but he managed to see him and get the kill. So it's gonna be interesting to see if VP maybe gonna switch up and put James playing towards like library or small pit instead with the op in a mid-round scenario if it would be similar.
I'm just so impressed by Fnatic. I think coming into this event, right, with a new player, sure, honeymoon period and whatnot, but you also have to account for the fact you still have to give them a few days to kind of practice, right? And especially, we have 7 maps in the map pool. I feel like they've been gradually getting better and better here throughout this week. And so has Jaquinho for sure. Even in the semifinal, I feel like he showed up. And we've seen this more and more from Fnatic on that T side. We'll see if we're going to see it on Vertigo as well. But they have started to be a little bit slower in their approach on occasion. Even sometimes running it down the clock down to even 20 seconds. And this is a bit of a low buy here from VP. Obviously only have the AWP on James. Still taking their time. Don't want to run into a potential stack anywhere. That's still looking to be the case though, unless they're going to run into CT spawn here, as we see Crimstill and Banana, but he's walking back, so looking just like a regular plain old A-Rap.
Ooh, that's a big one. There goes the AWP.
Yeah, but
there's no one in position to save it. Yeah, there's 25 seconds. Just that one Molotov to clear the pit. That could be important though. Surely the numbers will overwhelm. That smoke could be a problem. Look at, it's like free-for-all deathmatch, the kill feed at the moment.
I think it's over within like 1 second. 9 players dead.
That's insane.
Very well played by Jaquinho there from Apps as well. Like, he's not the guy who's supposed to take the first contact, and as soon as he hears someone shooting at his teammate, then he runs out and instantly kills Buster there in Apps. So yeah, really well played by Fnatic, running into basically a 5-man stack, but still surviving a lot of people and winning the round.
We talk about the whole thing with the CT economy. Just not being able to string rounds together. We have an AWP on James, sure. Sanji though, I guess best person to have it, but he's stuck with an SMG. And look at that, a bit of a weird timing there from VP. You make the argument that they're just about to strafe over, but they're ready for it anyway. Again though, with the VP's shenanigans over the banana area, as Fabric pointed out, they really like to take control of that, leaving the one member there by him lonesome and playing 4A. Now it's a 5-on-3 situation, and I was gonna say, and they're still going ahead.
I was seeing it as well. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, okay, we're not that cocky. It would be different, I guess, if Buster was out banana, but he's not.
The comeback is on, boys. If Fnatic lose this round, they're broke as pokers.
Yeah, I think
calling a 13 apiece.
It would be for sure if they lose this round. But once again, Fnatic are doing the mid-round calls perfectly every round. Like, they're going onto the weak bomb sites, even though they are in a man disadvantage. They've been going A, but now they go back to B, and they're gonna run 2 people here. There are 3 Ts, so this could potentially be a really good B take here from Fnatic.
Oh, but smoke goes down. Look at that. That's what I was talking about. Holding nades, right? Especially to what Adam pointed out, if you do a full-blown execute, that's really where, if you know that CTs have nade stuff, you're going to have such a hard time even hitting this bomb site, which is why you kind of see it's more and more common now to just walk in, one expo flash in, right? That's trying to avoid the mollies or the smoke and get past them to the bomb site, try and catch them off guard. Didn't happen, though.
James, what's your favorite call on a full eco save on T-side Inferno?
Full eco on T-side Inferno. It depends. If there's a sniper, I will try and target the sniper depending on the setups the CTs are playing. So if I think it's going to be like long alone, then it's like, he's not going to kill all of you. So just try and get the AWP in some position and see what happens after that. So I'll try and basically how can we abuse the numbers best. So if I think we can get an ult from somewhere, then then who knows what happens after that. So I would target the AWP as a plan A. I wouldn't have a plan B. I'll just make it on the fly after we get AWP.
I mean, normally the plan B is if you kill the opera at Arch, normally you just wrap, right? Or maybe you picked up the op and you go and take an angle in CT spawn expecting to rotate from B. I like that though, James. I like the thinking there.
Me too.
To find the strengths of what you have, right? Which is numbers.
It's pretty old school. Normally, especially now with the economy, you make the argument of like when you killed the offer back then and just like throwing it away, it did so much for the economy state. Like obviously nowadays we kind of talk more about how do we get the bomb down, right? But you definitely have the right approach there, James. And He's trying to target.
My problem is that, like, I'm, you know, if I'm not with my friends, I'm playing with people who are fucking pussies, right? So nobody wants to go first. Nobody wide swings to make space. If you do it, no one trade frags you afterwards, and everything fails.
No, so it's James Kerrigan Bardo.
Oh, we'll get the push into the B site, going to be committing. Nothing was given by VP so far, so they are forced to go in to find the value. And so far, so good for VP at least. Fnatic not getting the damage, not getting the bomb plant just yet from the cross, so they can somehow do that. But not making all that possible right now. At least Sanji goes down. But there's the cleanup, and I was actually going to say that, like, sometimes in those rounds, it's actually nice to see that where the CTs are going to smoke, and you just like flash through the smoke and then use the numbers. And what was interesting is that VP didn't really drop smokes. They just played fairly far back. They knew what they were up against. And it can actually be detrimental sometimes to throw a smoke in certain spots that you would normally in a gun round. So yeah, VP really comfortable there for sure.
James, did you call 30 rounds? Is that what you did?
Oh, well, no, 13, like both teams making the 13.
I was going to say, this is looking very likely to be 30 rounds as well. If you look at the economy on both of these teams, obviously very important round for Fnatic, but because they still have that round advantage, we kind of look at the VP economy, and they can afford themselves to at least buy back once to try and string 2 rounds together, but...
I would have loved to seen Fnatic change the pace a little bit. Obviously, the game is going towards the later stages here, but VP have been opening so much with 3 towards B.
Oh,
and that was a great nade. But if Fnatic would, for example, do like a rush or a super fast round towards A, maybe VP would have to respect that and don't go 3 every round towards B.
Oh, it was Buster. It looked like a nasty fadeaway. Buster with 2 to hold down the A bomb site, and the numbers are dwindling for Fnatic. If they lose this round, they're probably going to be facing a 13-14 scoreline as well. So there's quite a lot on the line here. For their first 3 versus 5, they had one recently, and it didn't go their way towards the B bomb site, which has been abandoned on this occasion by Virtus.Pro. They still have 5 players alive, but they believe in themselves. They're confident, and it might pay off for them as Fnatic move into a death triangle on the A bomb site. JW alone now. Question of damage, but Sanji says no. And indeed, the worst has happened for Fnatic. Virtus.Pro have tied. They've put Fnatic in eco territory, and they're threatening to take the lead as well.
All right, tactical is called here, Fabric. What do you say if you're Fnatic?
I mean, like I said before, I would have loved for Golden to make a call to go quick towards A, because they're not really getting banana control. Crims is always like just smoking off by the logs. Like, try to go super aggressive towards A. Sure, they have run into Yame and Buster playing in apps or, you know, playing somewhere aggressive, but go as 5, go towards A, do a fast round towards A, and then the round after you can go back to working towards the B site. Because right now, like VP, they're getting full banana control, and Fnatic, they're not really taking A, like on the timing where they probably know there's going to be 3 people on the B site.
We'll see what they talked about. See if they had that approach. I can agree here. I think even for VP's sake here, that's really what you want to talk about as well. You know, watch out for just mid here, just in case. We're going to be going 3 towards B, but Fnatic, they go for a save round instead. So no armors, just pistols. It's just Golden running up there. I guess there is some utility being thrown for VP. An added bonus if you're Fnatic. Waste some more money. And they slowed it down drastically here. Might be using this round as well to just keep talking about it. We see JW also like actively talking, not even watching his screen. So I think that they started talking about the approach here on the timeout, but needed a little bit more time.
There we go. You see, the first guy swings wide to create space to allow his teammates to do some damage. You've got to be able to, got to be willing to die for the cause, man. Brilliant. Oh, he's going for the knife, but the flashbangs are here. I respect the attempt. Almost 2 kills. Looking for some bonus money as well. Doesn't quite get there. And indeed, it is 14-13 in favor of Virtus.Pro. Fnatic's backs are to the wall now in this first game of the series. This is a pick of Virtus.Pro. It would be a huge win for Fnatic. Both teams, as we can see, strong on this map. But of course, with the with Virtus.Pro probably being the favorites in most people's eyes. See if Fnatic can topple them and put them on the back foot on Inferno.
Yeah, been impressive to see how well both teams are playing and how close the game is. VP is looking like it's a story all about them at the moment, but this is Fnatic's opportunity. If they take top mid to turn the tail into their favor as they go through Arch, the pick though for Jame will stop the push dead. They have to hold their ground and Molotov to slow it down even more. Now the question for Fnatic is, as they've caused some rotations here, what do? There's over a minute to go. They can go back into kind of defaulting, taking map control. They've got top mid. They would need banana control, or they just reset into that top mid push. James getting curious though. Oh, it's a great flick from him. 2 big kills in this round. Fnatic, they look dead in the water right here.
Yeah, I love the call from Fnatic. It's more like they're running through the arch smoke, and they're not going to be able to trade that at all. But they did go fast towards A, and City started 3B, but it looks like VP are just eating them alive here. Yeah.
Ooh, they really are. Look at the money. 3 players above $10,000 for Virtus.Pro. This does not bode well for Fnatic. Their heads are just above water. They've got AK-47 money and not much more. They may have to sacrifice some for utility, but they just went one by one. Very difficult to respond to a lot of these kills, especially with the crossfire towards the A bomb site as well. Jame opening things up on long. Now we see
it's frustrating to see that like VP they are starting 3 like every single weapon round towards the B site.
But it's what you talk about, or even on Dust 2, right? Like the CT starting long all the time, and you don't really win that battle, which kind of you allow them to kind of continue this trend of starting 3B. Kind of have to win around like that, like you're talking about, Adam. A fast mid take, for example, to kind of force VP to stop their shenanigans over to B. Start putting 3 guys in A early. This a slow round here from Fnatic. They haven't done much. They've literally just paced themselves, waited for the start of the round to kind of end. Jakindar here in the...
Spam him.
Yeah, no spam
him
yet. But they are still making noise with the HE and stuff.
Oh, he's
like
gonna get a flashbang. Oh, he's gonna get a flashbang. Oh, no.
That could have been that could have been nuts. I can't believe that we don't see the wallbang, especially when the nades come in and stuff like that. I feel like that's just so common that you do on T side.
Looks like they're committed to this. They don't really have much utility left. There goes the molly for new box, and the flashes are here, trying to make their way in. Brolan's completely blind. He's got half health, but he's made it to the pool position. Spotted one by the pillar. Bus will get traded. Still a man advantage for Fnatic. 4v3 as Jame holds on to ruins. That'll give his team some space to rotate in. Very close to a haircut there for Fnatic. Not quite hitting the mark though. No grenades of any kind left for Fnatic, but they do have that man advantage. But for how long? Jame is creeping, playing the millimeters so close with Crim, but JW will trade, keep that advantage. VP, they've got so much money, they can fall by the next round regardless, so they will go for this until the last man. Kikert swinging through now, 2-on-2. They've got Kit, Sanji, and Kikert. Sanji's been very dangerous so far. Catches Jaquinho off guard. Brolan to survive now. That is a huge headshot to keep Fnatic in the game.
Oh man, the headshots as well for both of these two teams. Brolan keeping them alive there. And we are going to see it. All 30 rounds in this first map. It's been fun to see both of them. Fnatic finally finding an answer here to VP.
They only survive with one person.
Yeah, the economy is not great.
Yeah, it sucks for Fnatic. You know, having a 14-15 and you don't have, like, you have a Deagle, Galils, not utility.
Let's see what they can do. 3 players for VP at the beginning on Banana. So perhaps they were expecting a faster take from Fnatic, but there is nothing there, so they themselves will try to take control. And playing off with this deep smoke, you never know 100% as a T what is behind that, whether it's they've cheated an extra player towards A or whether or not they're going to hold 2 towards B. In this case as well, like there's no top mid take coming in just yet. That's being held nicely by VP still. Fnatic don't have as much utility, so they're trying to wait to use it more effectively. Here comes the challenge. Jame ready on the boost. And once again, Jame is the player getting that first kill in the round, falling back. And now the question is, what angle is he going to hold next?
Yeah, but look at this as well. He gets the kill, and Jamie, you see it on the camera as well. He tells his teammate, just fall back. Again, we're back to the VP playing 4A. Just Jamie here by his lonesome. He doesn't have a smoke though for himself, but he does place the molly here. We should maybe see a timing from VP, unless it's just a flat out read call from them. But yeah, I was going to say we should be seeing one of the VP members kind of falling back here to help out Jamie now. There's no more nades.
Well, they've just seen the bomb bottom mid and one in boiler. So what is the read from Virtus.Pro? They were starting to make their way towards the B bomb site. Perhaps Chiquinho can bait them with the dry peek from Brian, but up against Jame, that's going to be an issue. JW now trying to make up for it. 22 HP is Jame, and he's still alive, causing problems. Now it's the bomb's turn to rotate in. 8 seconds to plant this bomb, and Sanji may be able to... Oh, there we go. Oh, bomb's just planted in time. Swinging around now as Chiquinho will be deleted by Sanji as well. And indeed, Virtus.Pro will take this game of Inferno.
Sanji's deathmatching there, man. I can't believe it literally just straight
I think it was a pre-fire.
Yeah, what a nice little last round from VP. I mean, they're just kind of what it was expected, right? I think we did have VP coming into this, but 16-14, I think both of these two teams are definitely showing up. Nice to see as well. The Fnatic kind of still keeps it competitive, though. Any closing thoughts on this map? I think it was nice to see both of these two teams very active. Headshot seems to be on point as well.
Yeah, I think we got an incredible grand finals here between these two. I think Fnatic played very well going into this game. They were able to play their game, but also make the adjustments that they needed to deal with VP. But VP also got off to a pretty good start on the first half too. So yeah, I think we are going to have a very close series. I definitely think we're going to get 3 maps out of this one.
It was VP's map pick, and Fnatic made it go all the way to the 30 round. So hopefully Fnatic are even more prepared on Vertigo and kind of show off a little bit more. Like I said in the game, I feel like Fnatic, they never had banana control, but they didn't really take away the mid control from VP. And that's something like if, for example, a team is taking banana, you can respond by taking map control in another part of the map. So I would have loved to see them maybe trying to take apps faster with a bunch more people, or the mid control, just to make sure that VP, they don't have the full map control, they don't have control of everything, whereas Fnatic are playing in the dark.
I've lost all my channel points, and we're going to head to a break while I dry my tears, dry my eyes, and then we'll talk more about Inferno after that. So we'll see you soon. I'll try and get my points back from the mods in the meantime, but probably fail. See you in a minute.